live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Melinda Akilami.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, after months of speculation about his next political move, Taraba State Governor Abu Kefas formally joins the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. 2 years after the tragic military airstrike that claimed many lives in Tudumbiri community of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, federal government takes major steps towards healing and rebuilding the community. Ebonyi State government sacks all political appointees from Amasiri following the attacks on Okorojo community of Eda local government area of the state. And at least 200 people have been buried under a series of landslides in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
On sports news tonight, Elena Rybakina controls her emotions to take revenge over the world #1 Arina Sabalenka and win the Australian Open for a second Grand Slam title.
It's official. Governor of Taraba State, Abu Kefas, is now a member of the All Progressives Congress, APC. According to the governor, his decision to join the ruling party is to lead with purpose and ensure more dividends of democracy to residents in Taraba State. He was received into the party by the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, APC National Chairman, National Assembly members and stakeholders of the party at the Jolly Nyame Stadium in Jalingo, the state capital.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, APC governors, National Assembly members, ministers and APC party faithful across Nigeria are in Taraba State to receive into its fold the governor of Taraba State, Mr. Abu Kefas, in a move considered as historic in the political evolution of the state. His move marks the first time in over 26 years that the leadership of the state will change political allegiance, replacing the PDP flag with that of the APC.
On behalf of the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, His Excellency the Governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma, I rejoice with the people of Taraba State for joining the renewed Hope family, and I rejoice with our brother, the governor, for leading this historic feat. We promise Taraba people that Governor Abu Kefas has done the right thing for his people.
The decision to join the APC is a demonstration of the zeal of the governor, his willingness to bring prosperity to Taraba State. Because his joining the party will allow him to leverage on what is achievable in terms of dividend democracy that we brought to Taraba State.
The national chairman of the party asserts that the governor's defection is driven by a desire to connect to the center and attract more dividends of democracy.
This shifting cultivation is the right thing he has done. Shifting from the sinking PDP, the sick PDP. The PDP is a deep ocean and is sinking. The life jacket that is given to the whole to Taraba, moving from PDP to APC, is the biggest achievement he has done for the people of Taraba. All that we need in Taraba is aligning with the center so that all the benefit that comes with the center will come to Taraba State. This is the symbol of your transfer, PDP to APC. Take flag of unity, flag of progress.
Receiving the flag and the broom as symbols of the party, Governor Abu Kefas gives reasons for joining the APC.
I did not come into politics to be blind to reality. We must align to deliver what matters most to the people, like jobs, roads, school, security, investment, unity and progress. We cannot afford isolation. We cannot afford gridlock. Taraba must plug into the center to benefit from the policies and the programs of our president, of the present government. Yes, I have heard the voices of people. Yes, another governor is joining APC. Yes, he is in his first term. Yes, it is a political calculation. But let me assure you all, I am not here for survival. I'm here for service. I will continue to govern with transparency, equity, and inclusion.
In his welcome remarks, Vice President Kashim Shettima affirmed the governor as the leader of the party in the state, insisting that both new and old members have equal rights and opportunities.
Of all the 7 states in the Northwest, only one belongs to the opposition. But here in the Northeast, hitherto, we shared the states into 3 50-50. But now with the coming of Taraba State, we believe that in the fullness of time, our brothers in Adamawa and Bochi will follow suit and align themselves with the government at the center. We are excited to welcome our brother home because we know he has always belonged to us. His Excellency, Governor Agbo Kepas, leadership at its core is the courage to align destiny with reality. Today, he has shown that courage. He understands that governance is not an act of isolation, but an act of partnership.
Governor Kefas's defection to the APC has broken a record of over 26 years of PDP's reign in the state since the return to democracy in 1999.
I'm fine for you to change in the interest of your people.
Staying with politics, there appears to be no end in sight to the leadership crisis in the Adamawa State chapter of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, as a splinter group led by Mr. Shehu Yohana leads a new executive committee to drive the party's activities in the state. The former party state chairman is now chairing a caretaker committee saddled with the responsibility of grassroots mobilization, youth engagement, and transparent internal processes. Mr. Yohana and his supporters are in a leadership struggle with Mr. Mohamed Dansi, who was appointed by the party's National Working Committee as chairman of a transition committee.
The last is obviously yet to be heard of the internal power struggle within the African Democratic Congress, the ADC, in Adamawa State. Gathered in this hall are members of the party who are loyal to Mr. Shehu Yohana, and the business of the day is the swearing in of newly constituted executive committee members.
This political party in Adamawa State, what we have been yearning for has actualized today. We have full executive from the chairman up to the S official. And today I'm telling you, Adamawa ADC, we're going to form government. We're going to get an elected governor, 3 senators, 8 House of Representatives, 25 members of the assembly. The local government election that we are about to go now, ADC, we're going to clinch all our councillors, we're going to be a winner, and our executive chairman will going to be a winner. It's not a reward.
The organizing secretary of the party gives assurances of effective leadership, pledging to harness the party's members in the state for its vision to come to life.
This is not a reward for us, those who have been sworn today, but a call to service. It is a call to service. We are entrusted with the responsibility to rebuild confidence, strengthen our party structures, mobilize our grassroots, and prepare ADC for greater victories ahead of us in 2027, including our major role of the impending mobilization, registration, and revalidation exercise awaiting us in Adamawa State.
Meanwhile, a member of the Mohamed Dassin-led transition committee of the ADC appeals for unity in the party.
I just want to call on our party supporters and in some instance call on some of our leaders that have embarked on what I would say undesirable distraction. We as members of the transition committee, we have come to unite everybody. We have come to give life to the party in this state. We have come to mobilize people into the party, and people have since responded. Very soon we are going to embark on membership registration.
As events unfold, political watchers in the state are looking with keen interest to see how the various issues will be resolved and the party will provide the needed opposition to the incumbent government.
The FCT Minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, has been honored by the Wakirike people of Rivers State. He also commended the people of Ogubulu for supporting him during his time as governor and even in his current position as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. He made this known in Ogun town during a civic reception held in his honor. Our correspondent Charles Oporum has this report.
It's a rich display of color, culture and tradition at Ogun Town in Ogubulu local government area of Rivers State as the Wakirike ethnic nationality is organizing a grand civic reception for the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, who arrives the venue in style. In attendance are dignitaries, including elected and appointed public officials. In his welcome address, the Executive Director of Finance and Administration at the NDDC, Boma Iyaye, appreciates Mr. Wike for his leadership and support for the people of Ogubulu.
A lot have been said about your developmental strides. Your Excellency, if you will recall, you have been the leader of Rivers State politics since 2015. And nothing has changed. And you will continue to be the leader of Rivers State politics because God has given you that privilege and nobody can take it away from you. Your Excellency, we are here as Wakirike Nation to say thank you. We believe in gratitude, and that's why we're here. To say to you, thank you, Mebaka, because you have done well for our people. We don't want to go to what you did during your tenure as governor. Even as Minister of Education, what you did for the Wakirike Nation. Talk less of what you're doing for us today.
The minister is then draped in traditional Wakirike attire by the Ijo chiefs present. In his speech, he commends Boma Iyaye for bringing development to Ogubulu while admonishing people in exalted positions to utilize their office to assist their people.
Today, we move around Ogun. If I tell you that I'm overjoyed, that is the least. Why? I have told anybody who cares, wherever you come from, when you have an opportunity to impact positively on the lives of your people, do not waste time. That opportunity may not come again. Now you have it. Make your people to be happy. That's the only way you can be happy yourself.
Some highlights of the occasion include cultural displays by the war canoe houses and traditional wrestling matches. Charles Oporum, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, Ebonyi State government sacks all political appointees from Amasiri following the attacks on Okorojo community of Eda local government area of the state. That's in a moment. Join us again. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. After months of speculation about his next political move, Taraba State Governor Abu Kefas formally joins the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. 2 years after the tragic military airstrike that claimed many lives in Tudumbiri community of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, federal government takes a major step towards healing and rebuilding the community. Ebonyi State Governor sacks all political appointees from Amasiri following the attacks on the Okorojo community of Eda local government area of the state. And at least 200 people have been buried under a series of landslides in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. 2 years after the tragic military airstrike that claimed many lives in Tudumbiri community, Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, the federal government has taken a major step towards healing and rebuilding the community as the Vice President Kashim Shettima commissions newly constructed houses for the victims. The Tudumbiri Resettlement, which is under the federal government's Rehabilitation scheme for persons impacted by conflict, is a structured intervention aimed at providing sustainable, well-planned resettlement solutions for displaced and conflict-affected communities.
It is an emotional but happy moment at Tudumbiri as the Vice President Kashim Shettima, accompanied by Governor Obasani, arrives for the commissioning of some completed projects in the community. The intervention follows a promise made by the federal government to rebuild the community after a military-era bombing in 2023 killed several residents and devastated many homes. The new completed houses is part of the federal government's intervention, while the schools, health center, and roads were constructed by the Kaduna State government as part of their commitment to compensate victims and restore dignity to families who lost loved ones and homes after the 2023 military-era bombing.
Tudumbiri was selected as the pilot location for this intervention following the tragic incident of December 2023, which resulted in loss of lives, displacement of households, and significant disruption within the community.
Community leaders and beneficiaries welcome the federal government's intervention, describing it as a step toward healing the wounds of the past.
We are very, very grateful to the federal government for embarking on such a scheme which will cushion the effect of actually what happened to the community.
For the host governor, Senator Obasani, the Tudumbiri resettlement under the Rehabilitation scheme for persons impacted by conflict represents more than just physical structures, but a symbol of accountability, compassion, and renewed trust between the government and the people.
The houses are complemented by renewable energy solutions and community facilities that restore dignity and promote peaceful coexistence. The objective has been integration rather than relocation, ensuring that families return to a functioning community with pathways to recovery, productivity, and growth.
On his part, the Vice President reiterates the federal government's commitment to supporting communities affected by conflict and disasters.
I want to assure you that no Nigerian is an afterthought in our journey to rebuild this nation. We are determined to find the right balance in making this nation work for all of us.
and the federal government remains fully committed to supporting Nigerians affected by conflict.
The Vice President then hands over documents of the houses to the beneficiaries.
Barnabas Yahaya is next.
As families prepare to move into their new homes, many say the memories of that tragic day remain, but so does the hope that lessons have been learned and that justice and compassion will continue to guide government's actions.
There's an uneasy calm in a corridor community in Ebonyi State following an attack that left several people dead. The Commissioner of Police, Terrakulture, has assured the residents that the perpetrators will be brought to book and confirms that some arrests have already been made in connection to the crime. She gave this assurance when she visited the community and commiserated with families who lost loved ones.
Look at our home!
Several homes now in ruins, an aftermath of a deadly attack on Okporojo community in Eda local government area of Ebonyi State. Residents are still in shock as they look helplessly at what is left of their homes following Thursday's attack.
They kill 5 people, carry their head go.
The community, known for rice production, has over the years maintained this as a major source of income. But as it stands, all that seems to be in limbo. Apart from those killed, several indigents were allegedly whisked away by the gunmen, leaving families in desperate search of their missing loved ones. Nachi Ugu, a father of 2, whose son was killed during the attack, narrates how the assailants stormed the village.
From farm, came with my woman here. Then I hear go. Down here go. My woman said, "Now I'm people they come over." I come at this side. I see them with the area. They still go sit go for me. I said, what happened? I still run with my woman and the woman carry a for here. The first time, 223, they came here. So with me, they bomb my house and they do anything. Burn anything within the house. 2 big house where I beat for here. And I take my work for Panga, what I call it. I can't beat this one. They say do.
So what happened to your son? Did he survive?
The boy survived. My woman survived. But my first son, they kill him. My blood did there. They carry her, go and master.
Security intervention comes as the Ebonyi State Police Command and other security agencies led by Ebonyi State Commissioner of Police Terrakulture arrives the community for an on-the-spot assessment. The community is appealing for the deployment of security operatives as they call for full investigation into the incident.
Staying here in the night is a very big threat, and only few people will be here, the rest will be out. So I'm starting to appeal if at least 1 helios of police or any other forces will be staying with us. And if these guys then come, we will see them appearing with camouflage army uniform.
When you see the type of guns these people come in with, it is very, very alarming. Many of us have not eaten since yesterday because of the events. So, meanwhile, the government should call on the traditional rulers of Amasri. The quarry companies in Amasri are the people giving them the sponsor. The coordinator of Amasri should be investigated seriously.
CP Terrakulture assures the people of Osoeda that the perpetrators must be brought to book, as she confirms that some arrests have already been made in connection to the attack.
I will not relent until the perpetrators are brought to book. I've come here to condole with you, to reassure you that I am, the Commissioner of Police, I am with you.
The chairman of Eda local government area, Chima Ekumankama, speaks more on the need for protection of lives and property.
Having your men on ground will go a long way in reassuring our people that they should come back. Moving in, you can see a lot of persons have already, out of fear of these people coming back
again. But when once there is presence of the security men on ground, of course they will come back and still continue living in their God-given land.
Meanwhile, the Ebonyi State Governor, Francis Nwifuru, has condemned the attack on the people of Osoeda, describing it as barbaric.
Staying in Ebonyi State, the Governor, Francis Nwifuru, has wielded the big stick. All Amasiri government appointees, community development union leaders and village heads in Amasiri have been dismissed and dissolved with immediate effect. He also removed the traditional ruler over the violent attack on the community in Ada local government area. The governor announced the sweeping sanctions today during a visit to the area where he addressed residents, community leaders, security operatives and government officials.
Violence will never lead them to anywhere. I heard also that the Akwaha community blocked the roads because the Amasiri people are coming to attack them. And I say, look, it's already getting to the point of no return. So Amasiri should be careful of their actions. So on these notes, for the time being, the Development Union Executive and all the villages in Amasiri communities hereby dissolved. The traditional ruler certificate is hereby withdrawn. Yes, all the government appointee from Amasiri is hereby sacked. All the government appointee from the hold on. From the management committee down to the commissioner, anyone from Amasiri is hereby sacked. Now all the village heads in all the Amasiri villages, in all the villages in Amasiri autonomous communities hereby removed for the time being. We will do more.
In Lagos, displaced residents of Makoko and neighboring communities have called on the federal and state government to come to their aids following the demolition of their homes. Affected residents told Channels Television during a visit to the area that their lives have not been the same as the destruction has left them homeless and vulnerable. About 85 to 100,000 people live in Makoko.
This is what is left of parts of Makoko and neighboring communities in Lagos. A demolition exercise that started in December 2025 has displaced families, disrupted livelihoods, raised questions about its legality, relief and resettlement for the residents. Where homes once stood, wooden planks, twisted zinc sheets and household items now line the waterfront. For many residents, daily life in the community which sits along the lagoon between the Lagos mainland and the island has become a test of survival.
They destroyed our homes without saying anything, and they didn't even give us any prior notice. All our belongings are now scattered, and many of our things have been destroyed. We have nowhere to go.
Fishing, trading, and small businesses, the backbone of Makoko's community, were all affected. With shops and workplaces destroyed, income has dropped sharply, leaving families uncertain about their future.
So I cannot be able to go for fishing again. All my family, they can be hungry because the exercise have to stop before for me to have a mind to go for fishing.
I was born at Makoko here. I'm 75 years old. What has happened is that unnecessary things that we had in the day that bulldozer come out and destroy the house. My house is in the water, and they destroy my house. All my family, they are sleeping in the boats till today.
For the Lagos state government, the demolition was purely due to safety and environmental concerns.
You know, they mentioned that we're doing Makoko and the rest of it. You see, people need to understand that it is a big city we're dealing with, and emergencies and safety of life and property is still the paramount thing that we need to safeguard. Of what interest will it be for government to want to unduly demolish anybody's? What interest? If it is not for the overall safety of these citizens that we're talking about. A lot of these people have built shanties right under the high tension wire. And the regulation is there that you need to clear between 150 to 250 away from the regulation line. So what we're doing is that we're not demolishing the whole of Makoko. We're clearing people not to get to Third Mainland Bridge and to stay off behind the high tension.
The residents and some NGOs disagree. They say the scale of demolitions has gone further than initially thought.
They call us at their office, said that they want us to remove the house from power line. It's what they told us. And we agree with them that we must remove the house from power line. And we talked to our people. They didn't agree to remove the house from power line. From there, the day that they came, they didn't give us any notice. They just come and destroy the houses.
Protests have followed, resulting in a police crackdown and arrest.
The next thing we experienced was gunshots, tear gas. A guy was shot in the leg. That guy was rushed to hospital. I didn't know his name. Yeah, probably you will see it on camera.
But the police say
no gun was fired throughout the entire process of the protests yesterday. What we use is the minimum force of using the tear gas smoke to dispatch them. We moving on time at Tikajonda Bridge to provide security for them so that hoodlum and miscreant don't go in.
Beyond the headlines and the accusations, for Makoko residents, the challenge now is not just rebuilding homes, but restoring dignity and stability after a sudden loss.
We don't want to leave this place. Let them come avoid the house that we can accommodate on top of water. We don't want some field. Because if there's some field in place, we cannot go to fishing with it. Our canoe was near our house.
As they wait for clearer answers, survival continues, one paddle at a time.
Still ahead on the news at 10, African Development Bank approves $3.9 million project to boost electricity access in Nigeria and 12 other countries. That's in a moment. Please join us again. Welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has arrived Abuja following his state visit to the Republic of Turkey. The president arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport around 8:55 p.m. and was received by a delegation made up of the Minister of the FCT, Mr. Yesom Wike, the Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Bello Matawale, the Minister for Finance, Mr. Wale Edu, and other government officials. The president had left the country on Monday for the state visit. During President Tinubu's visit, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan had promised to assist Nigeria in its fight against terrorism and reaffirmed his country's commitment to a $5 billion trade volume target with Nigeria. Both countries had also signed 9 bilateral agreements. The Ogun State government, in conjunction with the Ajose Foundation, the pet project of the governor's wife, Bamidele Abiodun, has flagged off the 2026 measles rubella vaccination exercise, which targets 3 million children across the 20 local government areas in the state. Speaking to mothers and other stakeholders in Abeokuta, the state capital, Mrs. Abiodun encouraged the women to take advantage of the various healthcare initiatives of the state government to immunize their children.
Measles remains a significant public health concern in the country, and Ogun State in the southwest has had its fair share of infections, recording about 593 cases in 2024. This year's measles rubella vaccination campaign targets about 3 million children as part of efforts to curb outbreaks. In an address to nursing mothers, development partners and health workers, wife of the state governor, alongside the Commissioner for Health, appealed to the conscience of the crowd that the vaccine is safe.
Vaccination remains one of the safest, most effective and affordable public health interventions available. The measles rubella vaccine has been proven worldwide to save lives, reduce childhood illnesses, and protect future generations. By vaccinating our children, we are safeguarding not only their present health, but also the future of our families and our states.
The challenges that we face in the health sector is misconception about the vaccines. That's usually the case, the myths and misinformation. And also not being able to mobilize young people because their parents do not consent to it. And we need our religious leaders and traditional leaders to speak to the community and reassure them that these vaccines are actually safe.
Development partners commend the state government's preparedness and promise more support.
It's really exciting to see that Nigeria is on track to introduce this vaccine, and it's not over yet. So today we're introducing, but the goal is to keep coverage high.
I commend the government, health workers, community, stakeholders, partners, and all other people I've not mentioned for making their contribution and making this campaign possible. UNICEF remains dedicated to working together to reach every child with life-saving vaccines.
The symbolic administration of the oral vaccination signifies the commencement of the 10-day exercise for children between the ages of 9 months and 14 years.
Nigeria has reached another major milestone in advanced healthcare as the Prostrate Clinic in Lagos carried out a robotic surgery, performing the first ever robotic gynecological procedure for ovarian tumor in West Africa. While addressing journalists at the facility, consultant robotic surgeon and medical director of TPC, Professor Kingsley Ekweme, described the initiative as strategic, which represents a deliberate move towards using advanced technology to confront women's health challenges beyond its earlier focus on men.
In a small, packed room, the leadership of the Prostrate Clinic are gathered here as its founder, Professor Kingsley Ekweme, is leading a pre-operative safety briefing, also known as a surgical hurdle, moments before a groundbreaking robotic gynecological procedure to treat an ovarian tumor, the first of its kind in West Africa. The renowned consultant, joined by Professor Yusuf Oshodi, consultant gynecologist at LASUTH, alongside UK-based consultant gynecologist Dr. Olaolu Aladade, explains the task ahead.
The womb can be removed with the robot. You can, what we're doing today, removing a tumor from the ovary, can be done. And then all the benefits of robotic surgery also applies to women, not just men. It also applies to women, and that's why what we are doing today at TPC is historic.
Inside the operating theatre, the TPC team carries out a delicate robotic surgery on a young woman who has been living for months with a painful ovarian tumor. The condition has taken a toll on her daily life, affecting her comfort, work, and overall well-being until today. Following the swift and successful procedure, Professor Ekweme emphasized its significance, noting the robotic gynecological surgery marks a transformative shift from the traditional open surgeries that have long shaped surgical practice in Nigeria.
The advantages spans from decreased blood loss, or virtually no blood loss in most cases, and quick functional recovery. Okay, by functional recovery, I mean no pain, enjoying sexual intercourse with your husband, and return to work, which is very important.
For TPC, this feat places the country firmly on the map of high-precision, minimally invasive medicine and signals a transformative moment for women's healthcare in the sub-region.
To other stories now. Members of the Governing Council of the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HYPREP, and the Board of Trustees of the Ogoni Trust Fund had a joint strategic retreat aimed at repositioning the Ogoni cleanup program. The two-day retreat held at Ikole-Ekwene, Akwa Ibom State focused on strengthening governance, funding, and implementation strategies in line with the recommendations of the United Nations Environment Program report on Ogoni land. Our correspondent, Deborah Mayer Fabresima, has this report.
Key stakeholders of the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project, HYPREP, at a two-day joint retreat to review progress and strengthen coordination on the Ogoni cleanup. The meeting brought together HYPREP's Governing Council and the Board of Trustees of the Ogoni Trust Fund to assess project performance, funding strategies, and policy direction. The Minister of Environment and Governing Council Chairman, Balarabe Lawal, reaffirmed the federal government's commitment, calling for improved fund mobilization, monitoring, and stakeholder engagement.
Programs and projects, they have lifespan. So HYPREP has a lifespan. So we must work within that period that we given to HYPREP to make sure that we achieve what is meant to be achieved. Initially, it was given 5 years, but it started very late. So we're still struggling. So I believe that we can understand the urgency that is ahead of us to make sure that HYPREP achieve the purpose for which it was being created.
Other ministers at the meeting also echoed similar views, calling for innovative financing and stronger interagency collaboration.
These things can be done better, these things can be done differently, and the damage, the pollution that have tragically happened, we can do something, we can mobilize more resources, both from the narrow mandate area to our national budget, but even to all our governmental budgets.
HYPREP project coordinator outlined milestones recorded so far and areas needing accelerated action.
And there are 7 lots that will reticulate potable water to 12 additional communities. The then Governing Council thought it wise that there will be need for the project to connect Ogoni to the national grid. It's a transmission project that has 2 substations. We're building one substation in Wiakara and the other one in Bodo, from where all the communities will be connected.
Beyond government, industry partners including Renaissance Africa Energy Company reinstated their support.
I'm really happy with the focus. And just to commit that on behalf of the JV, we really want this to succeed. So like I said earlier, whatever we are doing to make it successful, we will do.
The retreat project resolved to deepen intergovernmental collaboration to fund critical interventions in line with HYPREP's mandate. Deborah Meyer Fiberesima, Channels Television News.
The Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, has commenced major rehabilitation work on failed portions of key federal highways across Anambra State, beginning with the Onitsha-Owerri Federal Highway. The dual carriageway, which links Onitsha in Anambra State to Owerri in Imo State, is undergoing repairs as part of the agency's routine maintenance program aimed at improving safety and traffic flow. According to the agency, the intervention is part of an initiative tagged Operation Connect Your Destination.
The work you have seen is part of the routine maintenance program, usually carried out by the agency, tagged Operation Connect Your Destination, to ensure that we provide a good riding surface and guarantee the safety of road users as they ply the road. This work is usually carried out at times of the year when we consider that when we envisage high traffic volumes between December and January, and it's a continuous program that involves desilting, patching of potholes, repair of segmented failures that affect the free flow of traffic. Beyond this Onitsha-Owerri Road too, we're equally carrying out extensive repairs of other federal highways like Obanewi-Okeja Federal Road, which we equally visited, where the scope of works, of course, involves reconstruction of line drain, provision of scarification of critically failed sections of the road, provision of sub-bays, cross-stone bays, and of course eventually overlaying with asphaltic concrete where it not costs.
A World Bank delegation led by the International Finance Corporation Vice President for Africa, Mr. Ethiopius Tafara, has formally marked a mandate partnership with Terrakulture to support the expansion of creative infrastructure and skills development in Nigeria. The signing ceremony, which took place at the facility in Lagos, was an opportunity for Mr. Tafara and his team to enjoy a rich display of arts and culture.
The expression of Nigeria's culture continues to hold the attention of the world, not just for its richness, but economic potential. The World Bank Group is not new in exploring these potentials. Working through its arm, the International Finance Corporation, the IFC, the group has the history of initiatives such as the $500 million FinClude project, which is aimed at boosting digital skills and access to finance in the creative economy.
You saw the gallery earlier.
And now another opportunity to contribute even more presents itself.
Demonstrated over the years that we're not, we're internally generating revenue company. We have been able to single-handedly generate the revenue that we've used to build this theater. It's a 400-seater theater that we built ourselves. And we've been able to train and do so many things with revenue generated internally here to demonstrate that this is sustainable business. So the challenges of infrastructure range from spaces, studios, cinemas, theaters, to so many, like I explained to you earlier, the gallery. We had to convert our gallery to a smaller space because we needed space for our staff. The long and short is that while we're here today, we need to expand. We have outgrown this space.
Ms. Austin Peters' proposal is accepted by the IFC.
By partnering with Terrakulture, we're advancing a sector with outsized potential for jobs, skills, and private investment squarely aligned with our goals of inclusive growth and diversification. Nigeria's creative industries already contribute 1.97 trillion naira to GDP and support over 4 million jobs. The opportunity set is significant and growing. IFC brings more than capital. Our prospective financing will be paired with hands-on advisory support to strengthen Terrakulture's operations, its governance and growth. building on Terrakulture's established role as Nigeria's premier venue for live arts and events. Our engagement will aim to support enhancements to audience experience, to safety, and accessibility.
World Bank sees a 400% growth in the creative economy in Nigeria by 2027, and they believe that intentional partnerships such as this will drive and accelerate the achievement of these targets.
In the meantime, the African Development Bank, AFDB, has approved a $3.9 million two-year technical assistance project to help Nigeria and 12 other African countries turn their energy plans into concrete access to electricity under the Mission 300 initiative. Now, the project, known as the ASTAP Mission 300 Phase 2, is part of a joint AFDB World Bank program to connect 300 million Africans to electricity by 2030 by supporting national strategies to expand electricity access, strengthen power systems, and attract more investment. Many thanks, Kelly. On the international scene, at least 200 people have been buried under a series of landslides in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo this week due to heavy rains. The incident occurred at the Rubaya Colton mine, located in an area under the control of M23 rebel groups since 2024. A spokesperson for the rebel group said at least 20 of the injured people include minors, children, and market women who are being treated in some local health facilities, while others will be transferred to Goma, that's the nearest city. Officials expect the death toll to rise as they continue search and rescue operations. 6 members of the Italian police and Coast Guard are on trial over a 2023 shipwreck which killed about 94 migrants. 35 children were also killed when the boat crashed on the rocks off the coast in February of that year. The defendants are accused of involuntary manslaughter for failing to launch rescue operations which could have prevented the shipwreck, despite being aware of the boat's presence for hours. Around 80 people survived, but officials say many may have died. And the main news again. After months of speculation about his next political move, Taraba State Governor Abukefa has formally joined the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. 2 years after the tragic military airstrike that claimed many lives in Tudumbiri community of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, the federal government has taken a major step towards healing and rebuilding the community. Ebonyi State Governor has sacked all political appointees from Amasiri following the attacks on Oporojo community of Ida local government area of the state. That's the news at 10 tonight. I'm Melinda Akinlami on behalf of the team. Good night.